and welcome to our press briefing today, February 21st, 2023. It's been a while since our last briefing, and I trust that you've been getting all the updates from about the programs and activities of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and the Cabinet through the Presidential Communications Office. Before we proceed with the main topic today, we would like to share with you the latest appointments of officials in different agencies. From the Office of the President, Isidro Purisima, Acting Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity. Wilben M. Mayor, Presidential Assistant 1, Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity. And Valerie Joy Brion, Executive Director 5, Commission on Filipinos Overseas. At the Department of Agriculture, Gabriel L. Lagamayo, Acting Administrator and Member of the Dairy Industry Board, National Dairy Authority. Domingo Bartolome Gonzaga, Director 2, National Meat Inspection Service. Julieta Opulencia, Deputy Executive Director 3, Philippine Council for Agriculture and Fisheries. And at the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Senando A. Santiago, Acting General Manager and Chief Executive Officer and Member, Board of Directors, Laguna Lake Development Authority. At Department of Finance, David D. Ero, Acting Member, representing the Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries, Board of Directors, Land Bank of the Philippines. Virginia Orogo, Acting Member, representing the Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries, Board of Directors, Land Bank of the Philippines. And at the Department of Labor and Employment, Emerico O. de Guzman, Member representing the Employers Sector, National Tripartite Industrial Peace Council. Rufino M. Margate, Jr., Member representing Employers Sector, National Tripartite Industrial Peace Council. And at the Department of Trade and Industry, Flora Politud Gabunales, Director 4. At yan ang mga latest appointees. Sa ngayon, isa sa inaasikaso ay ang implementasyon ng Republic Act No. 11293 or ang Philippine Innovation Act. President Marcos headed the 4th meeting of the National Innovation Council with the National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, and the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST. The NIC was created in 2019 to propose an innovation that will help the poor and give the MSMEs a chance to be part of the economy building. During the meeting, President Marcos emphasized the importance of having a climate change and environmental sustainability expert to be nominated into the NIC. He said that sustainability and climate change are directly tied to innovation and as thus must be front and center in the Council. At para sa comprehensive discussion ng National Innovation Council, kasama natin muli si NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan.
Thank you, Daphne. Members of the Malacañang Press Corps, fellow Filipinos, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all. This morning, the National Innovation Council held its 4th meeting since its creation in 2019, marking the first meeting of the said council under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration. I am pleased to announce that the Council, which serves as the government's main coordinating body for innovation policies, as the government and is chaired by the President, has approved 6 executive members for 2023 to 2026, the remaining slot to be filled by a climate change expert. These members come from the ranks of businesses, entrepreneurs, academe, and the scientific community. We also presented to the President salient features of the Republic Act No. 11293 or the Philippine Innovation Act, as well as updates on the formulation of the National Innovation Agenda and Strategy document. This document outlines the country's 10-year vision and long-term goals for innovation and thus serves as a detailed roadmap towards improving innovation governance. To recall, the National Innovation Council, or NIC, is a 25-member body tasked to develop the country's innovation goals, priorities, and long-term national strategy. The President serves as the Council's chairperson, with the Secretary of NEDA as Vice Chairperson. We are joined by 16 ex-officio members, along with 7 executive members from the private sector, who were nominated today as mentioned earlier. As mandated by the law, the NEDA innovation staff serves as the Council Secretariat, providing the technical, advisory, and secretariat services to the NIC and other government agencies on matters related to strategic innovation policy direction and coordination. On the drafting and formulation of the National Innovation Agenda and Strategy document, we continue to build upon the framework of the National Innovation Agenda for 2032, which is the overall framework determining our priority areas for innovation. This framework sets the theme on enabling a flourishing innovation ecosystem through the aspects of governance, policy, infrastructure, innovation finance, and culture. Thanks to the series of consultative meetings and workshops, the Council has established 10 national innovation priority areas, namely learning and education, health, food and agriculture, finance, trade, transportation, and logistics, as well as public administration, security and defense, energy, and blue economy and water. These are the areas we have identified to be our focus for development, funding, and innovation in the next 10 years. The National Innovation Agenda and Strategy document also ties closely with the outcomes and strategies laid out in Chapter 8 of the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028 on advancing research and development, technology, and innovation. Together, these two documents aim at enabling a strong innovation governance to drive the innovation ecosystem towards our national innovation priority areas and long-term innovation goals of a smart and innovative Philippines that's productive, resilient, and sustainable, as well as inclusive. Along with the National Innovation Agenda and Strategy document, the establishment of the Innovation Fund signifies one of the other major outputs of the Council. The Innovation Fund is a revolving fund that aims to strengthen entrepreneurship and enterprises engaged in developing innovation solutions or innovative solutions. Thus far, the Council has approved 19 projects or project proposals amounting to 115 million pesos under the innovation grants, majority of which sought to address the pre-commercialization and commercialization requirements of innovative products or services, the enhancement of innovation facilities and services, and the conduct of capacity building activities. The Marcos administration is committed to promoting and advancing the culture of innovation in the country through increased collaboration with the private sector, especially as we prioritize the development of infrastructure, pursue digital transformation, and work towards creating a more attractive and enabling business environment and investment climate in this term. To be clear, innovation plays a critical role in our pursuit for sustained and accelerated economic growth and development, as it serves as a catalyst for raising overall productivity and elevating the quality of our goods and services. Only through a collective national effort can we truly pursue and attain these goals for our future. The Marcos administration reaffirms its commitment and determination to turn these visions and plans into a reality and build a strong economic foundation for the future generations of Filipinos. What we desire is to not only improve the way we do things today, but also to make us better prepared for whatever outcomes the future may bring. Thank you, and have a pleasant day to all.
Thank you, Secretary Balisacan. Are there any questions from the floor for Secretary Balisacan? Go ahead, Eden Santos, Net 25.
Another issue lang po, SEC, regarding po dun sa sinasabing umarangkada na po yung Senado sa debate po ng RCEP at syempre yung Congress po suportado ito, no? Ilan sa concerns na binabanggit po ng mga ilang senador yung papaano magiging yung epekto ng RCEP sakaling hindi ito maratifikahan sa Kongreso at ano po ba yung talagang magiging pakinabang ng Pilipinas dito po sa RCEP sakaling ma-ratified po ito. Thank you.
Napakalaki ang pakinabang ng bansa natin, ng ekonomiya natin sa RCEP. As you know, we are the only country now in our region, Southeast Asia, that has not ratified RCEP. And at the same time, we know that yung paglaki ng investment ay yung nakakapag-improve ng job opportunities natin, lalo na yung mga magandang quality of jobs. Without those investments, we can't expect to have a much more improved investment or employment opportunities, no? So kinakailangan natin ng investment. At siyempre, kung yung mga investors, lalo ng mga foreign investors, kung naghahanap sila ng kung saan papunta sila sa mga countries na malinaw na ang rules, na particularly yung mga trade facilitation, sa mga policies nila sa investment, respetado, na yun ay hindi binabago at any time, no? So by being a member, we are saying to the world that we are ready for business. We are welcome here. We play the rules of the game and your investment is safe with us. So ganun yun. And at the same, yung mga concern naman na ma-disadvantage yung some sectors natin na agrikultura, hindi totoo yun dahil doon sa mismo sa agreement na nagawa na yung mga agrikultura natin ay well protected. Ayan. At saka yung gagawin naman natin ang pagproprotect sa agriculture, sa pagpapalago ng agriculture with or without RCEP, no? So I think for us it's a game changer, no? Kaya ang NEDA, we are pushing for this hard kasi it's so crucial in our effort to get our economy become an important part of this otherwise dynamic economy in our dynamic region, no? In this part of the world.
Harley Valbuena, DZME.
Hi, good afternoon, Ms. Daphne and Secretary Balisacan. Sir, my question, there was an announcement from Senate President Zubiri that they will raise the inflationary assistance for the Senate employees to 50,000 pesos. It has gone viral po and a lot of people are reacting about it. So, on your part, sir, will there be a similar move for the employees of the executive department, and are we also considering giving inflationary aid to the public or at least to the poor ones?
Ang approach namin dyan is siyempre lahat tayo ay naapektahan differently dun sa inflation, no? On the one hand, we are trying to work out na yung inflation na yan ay bababa in the coming months, no? Pangalawa, for those naman na talagang affected adversely, no? Lalo na yung mga very poor and vulnerable groups, yun ang talagang pagbuhusan natin ng assistance, no? Hindi feasible na lahat naman na ibibigay ay pare-pareho yung treatment, no? Kasi as you know, our fiscal space is very, very limited, no? And so, from yung approach natin, make sure that we are able to address yung kung saan nanggagaling yung inflation na yan, at yan ang ina-address natin ngayon. Yung inflation na yan, alam natin, nanggagaling sa mga forces na nangyari, like halimbawa mga typhoons that destroyed our crops, merong nangyari na alam natin na kulang ng supply pero hindi tayo nag-import or late na yung pagdating ng import to supplement yung local production. Yun, pwede naman nating ma-address, no? We are not helpless there. I mean, and then we are doing our best to address those production issues and lalo na sa supply chain. Now, doon sa mga vulnerable talaga tayo nakafocus ngayon, kaya nga dinadalihan namin yung mga issues constraining yung digitalization natin kasi yun ang makakatulong sa ensure na yung mga limited assistance natin ay makakarating talaga sa mga dapat matulungan.
So for now, sir, wala pa pong pinoconsider na gano'n na itaas din yung inflationary aid sa employees ng executive department or executive department? Kung meron man po.
Not that. Of course, there are talks about another round of yung SSL, but that is still premature. And so far as I know, there's not part of the discussion now itong parang general assistance as that provided by the Senate.
So, Secretary, are you saying... Secretary, are you saying na yun ay sa Senado lang po? Paano yung yung mga empleyado sa Kongreso, sa Kamara, na bakit sa Senate merong 50K na inflationary benefits?
Sa kanila naman yun.
Sana all daw.
Sa kanila yun. Siyempre, as you know, Congress is an independent body, no? And they have their own, they can decide on their own spending, and yeah. So I can't speak for or against them. No?
Okay, thank you. Alvin Baltasar, PBS.
Secretary, magandang hapon po.
Afternoon.
Secretary, doon sa binanggit nyo kanina na Innovation Council, meron na po ba kayong napili kung sino yung bubuo dito?
Well, gaya na sabi ko kanina, 16 of those members are ex officio. No? These are, and the head of that is the president himself. No? And he's the chairman. The NEDA secretary is the vice chairman, and there are other secretaries, no? From the various departments. And then the law provides for the inclusion of 7 executive members. And yun yung na-decide namin kahapon based on the recommendation of the Executive Technical Board, napili yung 6 na additional members, and those 6, yung 6 na yan ay come from the private sector, no? From the business, MSMEs, academe, and scientific community.
Para lang makaabot sa pangkaraniwang tao yung Innovation Council na ito, sir. Ano po bang mapapanginabangan ng ordinaryong Pilipino tungkol dito?
Alam nyo, yung napaka-importante yung innovation kasi alam nyo, these are the new processes, new policies, new products, new services that come into the market, no? Iyon ang gagaling sa mga sa sciences, research, entrepreneurs. Yung mga entrepreneur, yan ang siya yung nagpuput together yun ng yung output ng science community, ang output ng R&D. At ang Innovation Council, ang gustong mangyari dito is makapagbuo tayo ng what we call innovation ecosystem na that will encourage and promote innovation as a culture, as part of our economic culture. No? Kasi if you look at the history of economic nations, ang talagang pinaka enduring na source ng productivity growth, ng growth ng ekonomiya nila, ng ekonomiya is yung improvements in processes, in products, in services. Yun ay lahat manggagalingan sa innovation. Ang challenge natin as a country is we have not paid much attention to innovation. And yet, if you look at just look at Korea, for example. That is a country that's so high in innovation that even their culture has become a global phenomenon, di ba? So, yun ang gusto nating mangyari, na meron tayong ecosystem that encourages, that promotes, that even triggers, yeah, by funding them, helping them locate for their funds, for their access to credit, para yung mga bright ideas nila, good ideas nila can be supported, no?
Secretary, sorry pa, wala lang po. Ano po ba ang ranking ng Pilipinas kung pag-uusapan ay innovation?
Ano yung lacking?
Ranking.
Ranking, mababa nga eh. Mababa. Even in for comparable countries at this level of development, mababa tayo kasi titingnan mo na lang natin yung investment natin sa R&D, no? As a proportion of our GDP. Talagang nasa bottom, almost at the bottom of our, when you see our, what our neighbors are doing. So I think it's high time. It's really high time that we develop this ecosystem. In fact, yung Philippine Development Plan that we just launched, yung 2023-2028 PDP, is anchored on that na yung innovation ecosystem, na yun yung magpapalago sa ekonomiya, at yung paglago na yan will be sustainable. Yan ang gusto natin, na yung paglago, sustainable, at saka inclusive. Everybody benefits, nobody is left behind.
Sec Balisacan, I just also want to add to what you said, kasi kanina na pag-usapan ninyo, itong innovation, yung pag-iimbento ng mga bagong teknolohiya, kasama na rin dito ang agri, yung mga tech, things that nakikita naman natin sa the past few years, ang daming bagong innovation. So ang tutulong ng NIC ay ang pag-re-register ng mga intellectual property at kung ano-ano mga support necessary, lalo na sa mga small and medium-sized enterprises. So napakaganda ng mga plano ng NIC.
Yung mga platforms that you use for marketing, yung mga Lazada, mga ganong platforms, those are innovations. Those are the kind of things that we want to promote and to develop, no?
Okay, any questions? Okay, we have Michelle Guilyang of Daily Tribune.
Good afternoon po, Secretary Balisacan. My question po is about RCEP. Should the RCEP be ratified? There had been concerns that there will be an influx of agricultural imports in the country. Also, there have been concerns that the lives or the livelihood of our millions farmers and fisher folks will be at stake should the RCEP be ratified. What do you think about these concerns po?
It must be ratified. It must be ratified. A lot of the future of this country, of our country, depends so much on our ability to attract investors, particularly foreign capital, because it's not enough. The domestic capital is not enough. Now, with regards to the potential or the allegation that the agricultural sector could be hurt, there's no truth to that, as I said earlier, because whether or not there is RCEP, we need to invest in agriculture. We need, kinakailangan natin ma-address yung mga concerns. Yung mga problema ngayon ng agriculture has nothing to do with RCEP. These are the problems were outcome of past neglects of the sector, no? Hindi natin inalagaan yung sector for so many decades. So yung very low productivity of agriculture has nothing to do with RCEP. In fact, my view is that by adopting RCEP, we are ratifying RCEP, will be even more forced to pay attention to agriculture, because only then can you fully maximize the benefits that RCEP can give to us. Again, I want to emphasize that we are not the only country asking or inviting others to come and invest into their country. Our neighbors, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, they are all aggressively looking for the same investors, you know. And if you don't shape up, keep our investment climate, keep our rules of the game clearer, so that they are attracted to come in, then they will simply go to these other countries and will be left out. And I, as an economist, without those massive investments, you can't expect to generate high-quality jobs. That's plain and simple. We need a lot of investment. There's only so much that you can generate locally, internally. As I said, we have incurred so much debt during the pandemic. We have very little fiscal space. The only way we can grow and maintain our growth at the rate we have experienced last year is to get investments, players that can build infrastructure for us, build plants and equipments for us, so that jobs can be created.
Okay, thank you.
Follow-up question lang po. Do you think with the ratification of RCEP, we will be able to tame the inflation rate?
The inflation is short-term thing. The RCEP is it's a longer term. You know, it is when we say that we join RCEP, it does not mean that tomorrow we'll benefit already, or even next year you'll already get a full benefit. Hindi ganun, no? Yeah, realistically, when investors look at the country, they look at it, you know, and say, observe it for a couple of months, perhaps even years, and if they feel that they are safe with you, they come in. And even if they come in, for example, you want to invest a factory, a Nike factory, for example, you know, it takes months before, even years, you know, before that intention to invest to actual production, no? So hindi ganon. By that time, baka wala na yung inflation problem. Yung inflation is a current problem that may be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. If we are lucky and are able to address our issues quickly, we should be able to see that inflation coming down by the mid of this year.
Thank you. We have Alan Francisco of PTV4.
Hi, Ms. Daphne. Hi, sir. Magandang hapon po, sir.
Hi.
Yeah. Sir, I understand that you already mentioned some efforts or the efforts of the government in helping our kababayans amidst this inflation, etc. Yesterday, sir, sa oath-taking ceremony sa Malacañang, sabi ng Pangulo ay maraming plano ang gobyerno para mapagandang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. Sa madaling sabi, sir, ang sinasabi niya, dapat maramdaman ng taong bayan yung paggalaw ng ekonomiya. Sa NEDA, sir, I mean, can we get your reaction on that, sir?
Tama si Presidente. In fact, yung inapproval niyang Philippine Development 23-2028 outlines doon yung mga kung ano yung dapat nating gawin para mapalago yung ekonomiya natin, para we can create a lot of jobs. Kasi ang emphasis natin dito sa bagong plano ni Presidente is not just creating jobs. Madali yung mag-create ng jobs, but yung quality jobs, yun ang more challenging, kasi doon kinakailangan mo ng better trained manpower, kinakailangan mag-invest in health, in education, kinakailangan mo mag-attract ng, gaya ng sabi ko earlier, ng maraming investors, para you get the high quality jobs that I am referring to. Kasi yung mga high quality jobs, ito yung mga workers who are employed in manufacturing sector, mga may pabrika, gano'n na create. Compared sa mga nagtitinda ng sigarilyo sa kalsada, or depend lang sa isang sari-sari store na very low quality jobs. Employed ka, kung sa Philippine Statistics PSA data lang ang tinitingnan mo, employed ka doon, no? Pero that's not the kind of quality jobs, the jobs that we want. We want jobs that are enable us to make us earn a decent wages, no? So that you can send your kids to schools, you can give them with adequate nutrition, you can house them, you can, yung mga ganon. Of course, that is something that we cannot achieve overnight. Nga. Kaya ito yung programa ni Presidente, 6 years yon. And even that, we are in the ambition natin 2040. We are assuming that the next president naman itutuloy niya 'yon para ma-achieve natin yung vision na by 2040 naman parang Korea na tayo when they started becoming a prosperous country.
Last question from Ivan Mayrina, GMA7.
Secretary, follow-up ko lang po yung nabanggitin nyo. Middle of this year na asahan nating bababa na yung inflation. As of January, sir, nasa 14-year high pa rin tayo, 8.7. Does that mean that the public cannot yet expect a reprieve from rising prices in the very short term, like in this month or next month?
Yeah, we are hoping that we see a plateau already of that inflation, and next month we'll release we'll see the new data na the inflation, but it's our hope that kasi January, February, March, that's a good harvest season for our farmers, and we did not have any major typhoons during the last few months. So we are expecting better data there. But there are always surprises, and it surprised me when I saw that number in January.
Okay. Thank you so much, Malacañang Press Corps, and thank you, Secretary Oseña-Balisacan. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Pursuant to the Alien Registration Act of 1950, all registered foreign nationals, except temporary visitor visa holders or tourist visa holders, are required to report in person to the Bureau of Immigration within the first 60 days of every calendar year. Please visit immigration.gov.ph for more details.
At inyo pong napanood ang naganap na Malacañang press briefing.